If you own a home or you're looking to buy a home in Leimert Park, which direction do you think values are going in the first quarter of 2026 versus last year? Well, in today's Nosy Neighbor Report, I'm going to give you some stats that just may blow your mind a little bit. My name is Nick Cates. I'm a Los Angeles realtor, and I specialize in getting homeowners and rental property owners full market value for your property in the private market. That means no listing, no open houses, full market value. But let's get into this Nosy Neighbor Report. Of course, I call this the Nosy Neighbor Report because every homeowner wants to know and is obsessed with the idea of what their values are. So Leimert Park, first of all, let's talk about where Leimert Park is for those who don't know. In this green section, you'll see a little green square that is basically bordered by Crenshaw on the west and Martin Luther King on the south, Obama on the north, and roughly 2nd Avenue to the east. That's what I'm typically calling Leimert Park North. That's where there are a lot of single family, Spanish style, mid-century homes with a lot of character. And it's a place where actually of many of the areas of Los Angeles is a place that is actually coveted both by end users, families looking for homes where they're either first-time buyers or they're moving up from smaller homes, or they're looking for homes that have the character that they can't necessarily afford in other parts of the city. So it's becoming a very blended area in terms of traditional owners, which are typically African American, and other buyers who are coming from various parts of the city. So, but as opposed to other areas of the city where people are buying homes and they're actually demolishing them and they're building mini mansions, that's not the case in Leimert Park because the homes are so optimized and so coveted for their traditional charm. What they typically are doing is people are buying them and then renovating them to their own taste, or you have investors who are coming and they're buying so that they can renovate and sell to end users. So with that said, let's take a quick look at the report and see what's happening in 2026. So we see here in this overview report, and you can get a copy of this for free. So you just click the link in the information below and you can order a copy of this report. But you see that there are in this green area 7 active listings. And the report will show you that the average square footage of these homes is about 1741. They're typically between 3 and 4 bedrooms. The average, and this is just what's listed, so it's not what's sold. The listing price per square footage is $704, and the average list price is about $1.2 million. So that's 7 currently active listings for the first quarter of 2026. Now, let's look at the listings that are active under contract. Active under contract means that they were just recently went into escrow and the buyers are doing their due diligence. You'll see the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, and the average price that is under contract is about $1.249. So it's almost $40,000 more than what's active right now. Then you see that there are canceled properties. Canceled properties are properties that did not get the actual asking price typically that the owner was after. So you see days on market, 152, days on market, 105, and even as little as 29 days. And so this report will give you information about that, as well as expired listings. So expired listings are those that are similar to canceled listings where the listing did not sell, and for whatever reason, the listing expired with the agent that had it, and now it's off the market. So you see 93 days here, as little as 24 days, a listing can expire. So that gives you an idea about that. But the most important information in these reports is the sold properties, right? So sold properties are the properties that really are the ones that give you a sense of what your property may be worth. So you see that there are a number of 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. Most of these are 3 bedrooms and 2 or 3 baths. See the average square footage of the sold properties is 1,861 square feet. Now, what we're going to talk about is what the difference between Q1 of 2026 is versus Q1 of 2025. So if you take all these 9 properties that sold and you look at the average sales price, you're looking at one .059, so $1,059,000 on average in 2026. That's the current quarter that we're in. How does that compare to 2025? I promised you that I was going to give you that. Let's take a look at that now. So going back to 2025, and we're going to go here. So you see in 2025 that there were no active listings in the first quarter of 2025. You see there were canceled properties, you see they're expired, but you see that there were 8 actual properties that sold, a combination of 2. There were several 2 bedrooms and three bedrooms and 2 4 bedrooms. But the average sale price was $1,093,000, almost $1,094,000, $1,094,000, which is actually about $40,000 more than what the property sold for. I'm going to go back here. What they sold for in the current quarter. So you see that actually prices are down just a little bit year over year. So I wanted to make sure that you had that information to chew on, because as a good owner or a buyer, you want to be armed with this information. And again, I'm happy to provide this information to you for free, because information is power in this market. And that's what every good owner and every good buyer actually needs. You can also get a copy of this all-in-one report. And this all-in-one report is very, very exciting, because you can actually go through and see pictures of all the properties that were listed in that one-line report. And you can get all the detail on the properties in terms of the price, the days on market. You're able to get the square footage, the description, all the vital information. You can click through and get all the vital information, and you can go property by property. So whether it's this property here on Sutro, or there's this property here on Roxton, you can get all the information of the active ones, which have the green icon. You have the blue with the active under contract. The pink is the canceled, and all the way through looking at the properties that were sold. So you can go property by property and get all the detail for the properties that were sold or active or whatever state of the sale cycle they were in. So it's very exciting. Get that report for free. Just click on the information in the bio. So with that said, Leimert Park is a very vital neighborhood in Los Angeles, as homeowners and rental property owners in the area know. There's so many owners who've been in this neighborhood for decades. And so if you are an owner who is looking at potentially getting an offer or wanting an offer on your property, or at least just knowing what your property is worth, definitely connect with me. I have a large list of motivated buyers who are willing to make full market price offers on properties in Leimert Park and can be a great asset to you. Whether you end up deciding to sell or not, you can definitely use that resource for your purposes and get a copy of this report or a customized report that's suited to your specific property. So that's the Nosy Neighbor report for now. Next time, we'll look at Leimert Park South. That'll be a very interesting comparison to Leimert Park North. So look out for that, and we'll see you on the next one.